Hey everyone, welcome back to our Ambiance Realty podcast. Today I have someone very, very special. His name is Jared. He's actually co-owner of Ambiance Realty and one of our top producers in the company. Welcome, Jared. We're so excited to have you.
Thank you, Syl. I am happy to be here.
I know you are. You're always happy. That's why I love being around you. He's always happy. It's very rare that you find Jared not in a good mood.
Well, life is beautiful.
Right.
Why be sad? Why be angry? Why be a hater?
Yeah.
When you could just choose to be happy.
And make a lot of money.
Yeah. And help a lot of people.
That's right. That's the reason for our podcast. You know, we want to give you guys value. You know, whether you're a homeowner or not, or you're just getting started, or you want to know how to invest. You know, Jared has bought multiple properties in his lifetime as well as I have. So this is the main reason why, you know, we do this podcast, is so we can help you guys. You know, I know a lot of people, Jared, they have very bad experiences finding good realtors, which I know is a big problem in the industry because too many people shouldn't even be licensed. Do you agree with that?
Absolutely. And it's funny because I was talking about that yesterday with in my live. Did you guys know that we have more licensed realtors than there are people out there in California with an actual driver's license?
No.
We have more licensed realtors than people with an actual driving license, guys. It's crazy. That's how many realtors. And think about this. How is it possible that we have so much realtors and only 10% of them control the market?
So crazy.
Yeah.
It makes sense because a lot of people, they don't really treat it as a career. They don't really treat it as their own business. And I feel like the people that do, like yourself, like myself, we make a killing because so many people are so distracted, not treating it as a business, not looking for the next family or people or group of people to help. And then we take over. We pick up the pieces. I, at least personally in my lifetime, have ran into so many clients that I was able to take them because they're like, oh, my realtor just sent me a list. I'm like, yeah, half of these properties don't qualify for your type of financing. So, you know, that happens a lot. I was able to get a lot of clients like that. Oh, they sent me to your open house. I'm like, oh, well, welcome to my open house. How can I help you?
That's a bad idea, realtors. Do not send us your clients because we will take them because we're going to overwhelm them with so much information that it's going to be so much value that they're going to be like, why am I working with somebody else instead of working with you?
Right.
And that's something that I have had a lot of situations. And this is the thing. I always ask the person, are you currently feel comfortable with the person you're working with?
Right.
Because the first thing that they're going to tell me is, hey, my realtor is not helping me out. My realtor is sending me to these properties. They don't want to drive here. They don't have the time for me. They're also a lender. There's so many other things that a client could tell you. And then we're like, okay, listen, where are you in the process?
Right.
What kind of loan do you have? Well, I don't even know. Well, this property doesn't qualify for every single loan. Let me tell you more about the kind of loans out there and what kind of loan you should be approved for and whatnot. And that in that sense, people are like, you know what? It's a no-brainer. I want to work with you. How do I work with you? They ask me, how do I work with you? How can I get your phone number? And then I tell them, like, you have to talk to your realtor to make sure that you do let them know that obviously you're going with somebody else.
Right.
Because, you know, I don't want to step in anybody's toes at the end of the day. I understand that the market out there is it's crazy, it's savage, right? Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, the strong are the ones that are going to survive, the people that are actually going to provide the value for the client. And this is what we do here in Ambiance. We teach value.
Yeah.
We teach value 110%. Everything we talk about here in Ambiance is value, how to bring value to our clients.
Right. I completely agree. And obviously, I talk about this all the time. Do not go home shopping until you get pre-qualified. It's like I used to tell my clients, you're going to walk in, let's get you pre-qualified. A lot of people are reluctant to being pre-qualified first, right? Oh, first I want to see the houses and then I want to find the home. I'm like, no, absolutely not. It's like you're going to go fall in love with the home and then we're going to get you pre-qualified and we're going to know that you're not ready or you don't qualify for that much. Or maybe you do qualify. But best practices is get pre-qualified. Get pre-qualified, you know, whether you're ready now, 3 months, 6 months, a year from now, it's going to depend.
Yeah.
Every single family, every single person is different. This is why I always recommend that you get pre-qualified. A very common loan. We'll talk about VA because Jared has a lot of VA clients. That's one of the best loans anybody can get, right? Now, FHA is, I would say, the second best unless you qualify for conventional. But FHA loan is such a good opportunity. You know, 3.5% down. You cannot beat that.
Yeah.
And me personally, all my clients, I would guide them and say, hey, have you thought about buying 2, 3, 4 units? You can buy 4 units with 3.5% down. This means you live in one and then you have 3 other doors. 3 other doors that you're going to be able to collect rent from, right? So can you talk a little bit about FHA and what are, the main loans that you would say you give to your clients, being as top producing as you are?
Yeah. I would say the number one loan in the moment, it's always going to be the FHA. And the reason why is because it's your typical first-time buyer loan type. Mm-hmm. Right now, especially because right now we have the FHA for investors, which, say, for example, you're buying a home because you are a business owner and you don't report enough tax return money where you write off most of it. I would say you write off most of your tax return or your income because of the fact that you want to avoid paying the Uncle Sam so much money. Right. It is very common for a person that is a business owner or a person that currently is a contractor, a babysitter, has a kind of landscaping business, truckers, for example, people that own mom and pop shops, like little stores and things like that. So right now, the opportunity for you guys is great. You could buy a home with only 3.5% down FHA. This has never been seen before. This is only temporarily, and it's only here until the government decides, hey, we're pulling it out, and that's it. But your normal first-time buyer, if you guys are working for a company, for a warehouse, or a medical office, you guys can qualify FHA, 3.5% down, in some cases, even 0 down. And I have helped a lot of people with only $2,000 to $3,000 in total to purchase a property. And it's crazy because imagine buying a home with $2,000.
That's amazing.
That is insane, buying a home with $2,000. And a lot of people, they think it's too good to be true.
Yeah.
And it's possible for you guys. And a lot of people do send me a message, hey, how do you buy a home with 5K down, 10K down? Right. It's completely possible, guys, as long as you meet that criteria, as long as you apply, as long as you're able to qualify. It could be up to 8 people applying together.
Yeah.
That is
amazing.
Insane. You could have your entire family apply together.
I love that. It's true because, you have to start somewhere. I feel like so many people are like, oh, well, if I don't qualify for this specific purchase price, I'm not going to buy. And, me, I'm like, I would rather own, even if it's a 1-bedroom or a 2-bedroom, even though I want a 4-bedroom, and I would tell my clients, as long as the lot size is there, you could always build on it. It's going to increase the value of your property. Don't get stuck on I need to have this. Everything has a starting point, and you need to just get your feet in the door, get your foot in the door, acquire the property, and then you just go on and on and on from there, because real estate is the best investment anybody can make. I always tell people, you can't spend it. You could burn it down, but you have insurance. A flood comes, you're good. It's not, you can't just blow it because money, a lot of people are very bad at managing their money. So what better way to build your wealth than to do it through building equity in your home, So for me, I'm like, just start here. So I'm a very creative person and I can always think outside the box. I think you're very much the same. I relate to you a lot, more than a lot of our agents because like you, I had Albert qualify my clients. Once I had that pre-qual letter, I'll be like, okay, if it's a 2-unit and the rent is 1,000, how much can I go up? And I would ask them all these questions. I would write it down in my notebook. I didn't have no fancy CRM. And I always had that to reference back to.
Yeah.
So then when I was out searching and shopping, I wasn't just looking at 4-bedroom, 3-bath. I was like, no. We're going to go from 1-bedroom, 1-bath all the way up to max whatever.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to be somewhere in the middle. So I could show my clients 30 homes in a weekend in one day.
Yeah.
And how many realtors are like one house at a time? 5 months later, they're still not in escrow.
Yeah. No, I tend to put my clients in escrow literally the first possibly showing that I show. Why? Because I am going to show them other options. I'm going to show them from like what they want to pay to what they really want, and then tell them, hey, this is what you want to pay, and this is what you want and don't want to pay, right? So at the end of the day, they always kind of end up going through like a silver lining. I was like, okay, you afford this. But then the thing is that our experience as realtors, I could get them this for the price of like right in the middle.
Yeah.
With the rate buy down, I could go higher in price. I could get them a rate buy down, and their payment will be somewhat meeting them in the middle of what they had actually wanted to, like what their max was. And then we can meet in the middle. And I always educate them, hey, don't worry about your payment. It's always going to go down. Every single time you purchase a property, the payment is the one thing that is going to be adjustable, because it's going to start at a high rate. After that, we're going to remove the PMI insurance. We're going to lower the rate. We're going to do a streamline. So I give them a strategy on how to lower that payment.
Right.
And I think that's one thing that a lot of realtors lack. Information.
Right.
Planning this with their client.
Willingness.
Yes. Willingness to not just like tell them the information correctly, but also a lot of realtors don't have the willingness to learn the product because they're like, why? I'm not a lender. Yeah, but then why not learn the information and be more valuable for your client?
Right.
Because you're not going to have your realtor and your lender just follow you around 24/7. It's not going to happen. They have a life. And the less you need somebody, the better, the more independent you are and the better realtor you are.
Right.
So I teach my realtors how to be independent. This is what we teach here in Ambiance, guys. A lot of people come outside from the companies, from Century 21, from other Keller Williams, other companies, that they're like, dude, like, this is a world of knowledge. I never knew I had. And they even say, and I'm pissed. They're like, I'm hella pissed because why was this information not told to me before? I could have been in a better position right now. I could have helped people better. And it's true. I'm like, what the hell? I don't know why these people are not teaching them that. But they were like, I had one realtor tell me I couldn't even go inside the conference room while my client was being qualified.
That's so weird.
I had to be outside.
That's
Imagine.
So weird.
But you know what I'm thinking? That's why. Because
purpose?
They do it on purpose to not give them that power to be able to hold them. It's kind of like they're cutting their wings and they're keeping them. Hey, I got your client. I'm going to keep them and I'm going to qualify them. But then they have them learning to a certain extent, so that realtor could be limited to like leaving to another company or something like that. That's what I'm thinking. But it makes no sense how you would leave your realtor out into the office without being in the conference room with your client, because obviously we hold a big part of the qualification.
Like, that's my client,
I think. Yeah, absolutely.
How crazy. See, me and Albert, we were always together, with the exception, I know not everybody has a boyfriend or now my husband in the business, but so I learned everything from him. Mm-hmm. So when he wasn't with me, I was very valuable without him, because I can basically screen a client and be able to tell them what to do, especially self-employed clients. You know, a lot of nannies, they get paid cash or checks. So I'm like, you know, before you file your taxes, come back and talk to us, and then we'll properly guide you. So I did that over and over and over and over again. But also I'm a very fast learner. And I like to know everything, and I like to be in control of the outcome of everything if possible.
And I'm the same way. Like, when I'm going to meet the lender, I'm going to tell them, hey, this is what we're doing with the client. Like, we're going to tell them, we're going to qualify for this. We're going to do this. We're going to apply for this. And we're going to go for this. And we're going to get credit to this. This is exactly the strategy. So I am currently the one always in control of the transaction, because I am the face of the situation. So when you are the face of the transaction, clients come to me regardless. They will call Hector, they will call Patty, and after that, they will call me, tell me what they told them. They'll call the snitch and they tell me, hey, they told me this. Is it true? So they'll call me all the time to ask questions. But because they know that I am going to say, hey, yes, or hey, no, like, let me go ahead and find out. I am very involved because I want to make sure. The worst thing that you can do is get a call from a client and say, I don't know. Let me find out. You never want to say that. You never want to do that. You want to be in everyone's business, because at the end of the day, that is your client. The person, that the moment that person thinks of somebody when it comes to real estate, they have to think of me.
Right.
They cannot think of anybody else. They cannot think of the lender. They can't think of anybody else. They have to think of me. And this is why I am so much involved, because I want to make sure that the client always has me in their mind.
100%. And I was the same exact way. I took control of everything and made sure that the outcome was a favorable outcome. Now let's talk a little bit about VA.
Okay.
In my career, I didn't do a ton of VA. I did do some VA, but not a whole lot. You know, the only thing I remember from VA is that it was a pain in the butt with the appraisal, because they're very specific. But I know it's one of the best loans that anybody can really get if you actually are qualified for a VA loan. A lot of people don't even know the benefits of VA loans. Like the funding fees, 0 down payment. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Of course, for all the veterans, the VA, it's crazy, Syl, because the agents have a big misconception. Whenever you have a listing and then you want to go ahead through the offers, the first thing that they throw out would be the VAs. Why? Right? Because the VAs, one, they're by their government, right? By their institutions. They lend their institutions, and also they require a termite clearance. And that's one thing.
So you can't waive it. FHA, you can waive it. Conventional, you can waive it. You cannot waive termite for VA.
Correct. So you can't waive it whatsoever. It must be done, and it must be paid by seller.
Okay.
It cannot be negotiated. It has to be paid by the seller. But the best thing about the VAs is the fact that you get 0 down. Completely 0 down. So you have no down payment. And then another one is that you have no private mortgage insurance.
No PMI.
So you have no PMI, which means that your payment is lower already, 400, 500 off the bat. You get a lower interest rate than what it is on FHA. Normally, the lowest rates are going to be on FHA because they're considered owner-occupied loans. So on VA, they will be even lower than the FHA.
Because they're veteran occupied.
Because they're veterans, exactly. And then another thing is that VAs, normally when you qualify for an FHA, your DTI is a 46%. So basically, if you make $10,000, they will qualify you based on 46% of your income to be able to qualify for a loan. So with VA, you could go up to a 68.
Oh.
So which means that you qualify for even more.
So the debt to income ratio is higher.
It's higher. So you could actually get more of your money to qualify for a more better property, a higher price point. And then you could also buy from 1 to 4 units. So the veteran can also buy 0 down from 4 to 4 units. Now, another great thing about a VA is that you could actually refi that property out of a VA into a conventional, and you could buy another owner-occupied unit and actually live on that unit and get it also 0 down, and then continue the process all over again. You could get a few as long as you are going to live on the next property you're actually purchasing.
Nice.
So you could buy several properties with no money down. And the only qualification is that you have to be in war 90 days or be on peacetime for 180 days.
Okay. And then also there's I remember this because I had a client, Albert was going crazy trying to get the discharge letter.
Yeah, the DD-214.
Yeah, the DD-214. I remember that.
So the DD-214 will be the letter that dictates your eligibility when it comes to the VA loan. So basically that you could get from your federal institution. The VA will give it to you. And you could get it from the portal or something like that.
And the DD-214 is basically gonna establish if you pay a funding fee or not, correct?
That's correct. So basically it kind of dictates how much of a credit you have. They're called credits. So whenever you have a lot of credits, depending on your rank, so it would be like, a lot of people do have so much credits because of their high rank that sometimes they can buy 2 properties with one at one time. As a matter of fact, they don't have to refi out of the VA to be able to purchase another VA because of the amount of credits that they have. Normally, it's always going to be enough credit for one, but if they have enough credits, they could cover even the funding fees, they could cover the down payment, sometimes even the closing costs. Oh. So it just depends on how much credit you would have on that DD-214 letter that tells you exactly what you would be eligible for.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. So if you're a veteran, you didn't know about this program, you don't know exactly what your benefits are, you do not know what your DD-214 letter is going to say, reach out to us. We can help you. We'll get you pre-qualified and hopefully even 4 units, get you into 4 units so you can live for free.
Yeah.
Quite possibly make some income every single month.
Exactly. And remember, if you buy 4 units, your payment will be lower because you have no private mortgage insurance, you have a lower interest rate, and then you could qualify for higher because you have a higher debt to income ratio percentage. Mm-hmm. So which means, guys, veterans, take advantage of that. Most of you guys live out in Temecula, Murrieta, Menifee, that area. That area is growing so much. You would have to take advantage of that now because you have to buy in areas that are currently growing. So definitely send us a direct message with the word veteran and we'll get you set up.
Nice. Yeah. So reach out, guys. So another thing I want to talk about, a lot of people ask me, what's PMI? PMI is private mortgage insurance. Who does private mortgage PMI cover? What does it cover? So it's no benefit to you. So when you have an FHA loan and you put 3.5% down, it's considered a high risk loan. What this means is that you brought in such little money down that, you know, God forbid you lose your job or, you know, you can't afford the mortgage. It's easy to let it go, right? Now, the bank is protected if you stop paying your mortgage with that mortgage insurance. Now, if you don't stop paying it, or if you stop paying it, what ends up happening is that insurance is going to pay the lender, but it doesn't benefit you at all. It's just an insurance that we have to have, you know, for those types of loans. Now, of course, later on down the line, you can refinance and we can get rid of the mortgage insurance as soon as you reach 20% in equity. There's multiple ways to remove your mortgage insurance. One of them is getting an appraisal and showing that you have 20% of equity, or you could just do a refinance. It's going to depend on the lender. Because I know some lenders will let you know, hey, you know, after a couple, 15 years or something like that.
Yeah. So basically, it's also on your loan docs. When you sign your loan docs, it tells you when your private mortgage insurance will be eliminated. Sometimes what the banks they do is that they do an evaluation for your equity. So basically they'll do an evaluation, and based on that evaluation, they'll tell you, hey, you're eligible to get the insurance removed. And sometimes they don't have to refi. Most of the time it's a streamline. You know, they do streamline refi, which is super simple. Takes about 2 weeks. And then if you guys are looking to get your PMI removed, just send us a direct message and we'll check it out. Right. But most of the time you don't have to do it. The bank, you just call the bank and say, hey, let me have a recast. It's called a recast. You call the bank for a recast, and the bank will evaluate how much equity you currently have. And then the bank automatically will remove that PMI insurance. But you know what? There's a lot of misconception regarding that PMI insurance. A lot of people think that it's an actual FHA bank. But let me tell you a story. The FHA is actually an insurance, and the FHA is not necessarily a bank. So these are FHA approved banks that actually lend you for homes. And these were actually founded in 2008 because of the market crash. And now these are insurances that protect the banks from ever you defaulting in your payments. Right. So I always tell the client, you have to default in your payments. Once you ever default in your payments, then the bank will get that insurance covered and they don't lose any money, and nothing like 2008 happens again. Right. Like I tell people, it's not going to happen again because we have so much laws and they are completely different. That's the reason why we here in Ambiance, we teach these things, because these are super important for people to know. And for you, realtor, to be able to actually explain this correctly to your client, because they have no idea. And most of the time our clients are signing, and they're never being explained what an FHA is, what a PMI is, when can I remove it, how can I lower my payment, and so on and so forth. Right. I was very good at that. I would explain it to my clients with Albert. Yeah. And, you know, it's just information is everything. And if your realtor is not giving you the information, if you bought a house, you don't know what type of loan you have, you don't know what you got yourself into, again, we can always help you. I'm not saying we can get it undone, but at least we can let you know exactly what type of loan you have, etc. Now, lastly, I know a lot of people, Jared, they want a turnkey home. Yes. And I always tell people, I'm like, look, I have helped multiple families help them purchase a property that needs TLC, tender loving care, right? So it's amazing to be able to buy a house that needs TLC, because how quickly, I mean, I've helped clients after their 6th payment. I've helped the clients literally say, hey, we're ready to go at the 6th payment. I'm like, okay, let me call Albert. We'll get the refi started, and we're going to get you out of the FHA loan into a conventional loan, just with the equity of your home, you know, and I've done that over and over again. Have you helped your clients with that? It's a great investment. Absolutely. And this is the thing, what I do always when I do showings, I always tell the client, listen, this is a property that will give you this amount of equity within this amount of time. Yeah. Because of the fact that I've been in this industry for almost a decade, I am able to tell my clients the fact that, hey, if you buy this property and you do this in your property and it's going to cost you this amount, you're going to raise the value to this point, which means that this amount of equity will be available to you after the 6th payment.
Yeah.
And then you could actually borrow against your property as a HELOC, which we should talk about. And then that's going to be only a withdrawal within 5 days. And that is tax-free money that you can use for whatever you want.
Right. HELOCs are amazing. We can talk a little bit about that.
Yeah.
We actually have a great company. I think we opened like 4 today. That in 5 days, they're going to let you know yes or no you qualify. And then shortly after you have the money.
Yeah. The underwriting, guys, it's an AI underwritten kind of like approval. It's crazy. You get your money within 7 days, no more than 7 days.
Yeah.
And that's it. Like if you really have equity, all you need is literally your application, phone number, email, and the amount of equity that you currently have. And you could actually withdraw up to a 70% of your current equity. If you are a homeowner now, if you bought your property within the 90s and the 80s and you have a lot of equity, you qualify for that today. So send us a message and we'll get you started. Right.
We'll get you started. And why would somebody pull money out of their equity for?
1, it's tax-free. Right? Mic drop.
2.
And another thing is... And another thing is that you want to reinvest in a property. You want to open a business. You want to go ahead and pay student loans. You want to do whatever you're going to do. You're going to buy properties, send your kids to college.
Go on vacation.
Go on vacation. The opportunities are endless. But a HELOC is huge because it's tax-free money. It has nothing to do with your current loan that you currently have. It doesn't touch your rate. It doesn't touch your loan. It's literally approved in hours and you get your money within 7 days.
Yeah. And, we've helped a lot of families use their equity. They've used their equity to actually purchase another investment property. So they pull out 25% down and then we go and buy investments, because ultimately the goal is to have a ton of doors, a lot of passive income that you have while you sleep, and most people don't really understand the way that real estate works, nor real estate investing. You have to crunch up a lot of numbers, but the reality is that if you can make money while you sleep, why not?
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is why I always tell people, buy whatever you can buy. Qualify for whatever you qualify for. Find the property. It doesn't have to be perfect. The only thing you can't change, this is why it's the most important thing in real estate. It's location, location, location. Everything else, you can add square foot. You can change the roof. You can change the colors. You can change the layout. The possibilities are so endless that I feel like people sometimes get stuck with the little things and then they never do anything their whole life. It's like, yeah, the right time to buy was 10 years ago when you didn't buy, and it's been 10 years now. So,
exactly. And it's funny because the people that tell you not to invest are the people that are not investing.
That don't have any real estate.
So think about this, guys. I'll leave you guys with this because I know time is at the essence. But remember that a lot of people will tell you so many things, but look around these people. Are they at the restaurants that you want to eat at? Do they drive the cars that you want to drive? Are they in the neighborhoods that you want to live in? Because clearly they don't have the answer.
Right.
So...
Don't take advice from people that don't have the life that you want. Yep. So many people give their unasked for opinion. No. So many people, it's like they give you advice and I'm like, wait, but you're telling me not to buy an investment because the tenants are a pain in the ass and they're going to call me in the middle of the night to fix the toilet. But you don't have any real estate. It's like the tios and the tias and the neighbors and all the people that have...
Babe, just say never take advice from quitters.
Never take advice from quitters, guys.
Never. A quitter for once is a quitter for...
Always.
Life. So yeah, guys, we're going to leave you with this. Reach out to us. You can find Jared there. You can find me there. Most of you already know me. But if you do not follow me, follow him. Follow our companies.
Join us.
Join our team. We're here to help. Our goal is to empower not only our community, but every single person that's part of our company. Because ultimately, like I tell Jared and everybody in the company, your success is our success. And then collaboratively, it's the company's success. The more families we help, the more growth we're going to have and the more business we're all going to have. And that's how you get to great places in this world. So...
Guys, and then share this live, this reel, share it wherever you're looking at it right now, share it, guys, because our mission is to be able to help so many families acquire properties through real estate. And there's so many people out there that don't have the right information. So our goal here in Ambiance Realty and the Mortgage Guys is to actually share this wealth of knowledge to everybody out there. So share it with your friends, your family members, your coworkers, everybody you know, because this is valuable information, guys. This is better than sex.
Oh, service for a lifetime. See you guys next week.